What's up and good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another video. It is a little chilly right now. We've got a beautiful Rhino Ranch sunset going on right there. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. And well, we gotta have a talk, guys. I'm gonna climb down off my ladder here, my soapbox. So if you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, you guys know I like to show a lot of things on this channel. You know, not just truck builds like typical, automotive YouTubers do. I show you guys like the back end of things. I show the construction projects. I show projects around the house. And one of the reasons I do that is to instill confidence in you guys. If you guys have never built something in your life, so I want you to be like, hey, if that guy can do it, I can do it. And although my channel is not like a super how-to channel, because we don't get super technical, but I give you a lot of pointers and hopefully some stuff to look out for, whether you're doing a project for yourself or not, or you have a contractor doing a project. So I put a lot of work into filming projects, and it actually makes projects way harder than they need to be when you have to set up a camera, stop, come off a ladder, move a camera to get a different angle and all that. So herein lies the problem. If you guys know, we were talking about building the mezzanine at our shop. That was the plan, and we had a really good plan. Everything was ready to roll, had all the lumber purchased, all the brackets purchased, all the hardware, spent a good amount of money. And then we don't know who, but I'm assuming somebody that works for the property management company either got their rocks off for like a $5 Starbucks gift card and a pat on the back trying to get an employee of the month or a parking spot, but they apparently reported us to the property manager, who then got upset that we're building a mezzanine. Not that we can't build a mezzanine, but there is just a long list of things that they need, including an extra $5,000 deposit to be held in case we don't remove it. So I spend about $60,000 a year on that warehouse, believe it or not. It's a lot of money. That place is very expensive. They have a very generous deposit already on file for me. And yeah, I was not real excited to hear that news, nor am I going to spend that extra money on a deposit when they already have a good deposit. So to whoever got their rocks off by watching my videos and then feeling like it's fun to try to stop projects for whatever reason, I don't understand. I've apparently never been that low in my life to where that's like my form of entertainment, but it really makes me not want to film projects. And when stuff like this happens, it adds hurdles that don't need to be there. So, I don't want to say for sure that I don't really want to film projects anymore, because I know that's why you guys come to this channel. So I'm gonna have to think about this one for a second. And you guys can thank whoever, again, is really trying for that employee of the month or whatever they're doing, but we'll see. However, you guys know I'm a man of my word. And well, my friends over at Harbor Freight sent me a bunch of tools, and I told them I'm gonna build something cool with it. We thought it was gonna be the mezzanine at the shop, but apparently we can't do that. So since I already purchased all this lumber, I took this from the shop, and well, we're gonna build something here out at the ranch, and it's something that I've needed for a while. Now, you probably saw me perched up on this ladder a second ago, and that was for good reason. You guys know we have a big coyote problem out here. We've got donkeys that are supposed to protect herds from coyotes, but ours are lazy and fat and don't really do that. And then we've got our goats over here that we've lost way too many goats over the last couple of years. Too many peacocks, too many guinea hens, and too many cats. Now I have successfully, I don't know how we can make this all YouTube friendly, but we've made a couple of coyotes disappear, allegedly. But it's not easy. You have to be in the right place at the right time and have a, we'll call it a California approved rock thrower, nearby. And it's not always that convenient. There's been plenty of nights I've actually spent up on the roof by myself, as well as with some of my friends, doing like a coyote hunt. But as you guys can see from this angle, and I know the sun's really bright, we're about level with the roof. The coyotes kind of congregate over in this area, so they can spot us before we can spot them. So my plan has been, I need to build a coyote hunting blind out here. And the original plan was I was building it on the roof of the house. It's like a central location. However, I was worried about attaching it and it not just blowing off the side of my house. And the reason I'm building a coyote blind is, number one, so they don't see me, but number two, after spending multiple nights on that roof right there in 3 blankets freezing to death, I want something nice. And you guys know we always build things way more than you need to be. So here we are. We're going to kick off my luxury coyote hunting blind. I've been kind of scouring the property on where the best place to put it is, and I believe this right here is the best spot. We've got all of that property in good view. We've got from here over a good view, and I know the, sorry for the sun. Right here is all blocked by trees, and that's good because you shouldn't be shooting in that direction anyway. That's not a safe direction to shoot. From there over is, as well as from there that away is. I know you guys are gonna say I should build it on that super sweet elevated area that we looked at in the other video, but that's too far away from where the animals are. The coyotes like to come around here. In fact, the other night, James was on his way over, and there was 2 coyotes just chilling right there with our goats and donkeys all right here. So they are getting bold again and getting too close, and we can't lose another goat to a coyote, right? Yeah, I know. we're gonna keep you alive, okay? Now, like we did with the mezzanine that never is getting built, we are gonna start with a Google SketchUp drawing. This one is very rough, very crude, just to give me like a quick idea. Sometimes Google SketchUp gets a little bit weird and things don't exactly line up, walls don't line up. But let's cut to that quick sketch to show you guys what we're building. Now, one thing about this location we have to be worried about is we've got our main water line from the well running into this water tank, as well as back down to the house, and power running to it. So we're gonna shift this thing over into about this area right here. And the cool thing about it is not only is it gonna be a coyote hunting blind, but it's also gonna be like a sweet observation deck for the 110 track. I think we're gonna end up building an RC car track here, a little RC crawler course and all that stuff. So it's probably gonna shift to like this area. So this will be an awesome little observation deck for people to hang out and watch people on the track. My plan is, it is going to be 8 foot by 12 foot. We're gonna be 12 foot on the long ways here. Then there'll be 8 foot this way. The actual shack portion is going to be from here over, and then the deck portion is going to be from here over. Reason being, I'm not flip-flopping it or putting the deck on that side. I mean, I guess I could, but I want like the walls of the building to be right on the edge of the perimeter. That way there's a window right there, and if there is a coyote right below you, you have a really nice shot straight down versus you look out the window and there's a deck and you can't, you know, throw a rock at anything right below you. So first things first, I'm gonna grab some lumber right here and I'm just gonna make a little perimeter frame, and that's gonna let us know where to dig our holes for our footings. I've got my Harbor Freight Hercules tool bag here, complete with all of my chargers, batteries. I've actually been using their 1/4 inch impact, which is buried in here somewhere. I gotta tell you guys, like, I'm not just saying this because they sent this to me for free. You guys have seen in previous videos, I've had stuff sent to me for free that doesn't cut it. And I'm honest with you guys, but this thing has been impressive. I have been driving some 6-inch TimberTech screws with this on other jobs, and I've used it all day driving 5.5 6-inch screws, 2-inch, 3-inch screws, and all I burned through was one of the 4 amp hour 20 volt extreme performance batteries. We'll show you guys right now. We're not gonna be doing anything impressive. We're just gonna build this perimeter frame with some 3-inch T25 screws. And since I killed that battery and haven't charged it up yet, let's go with the, let's see, we got a 5 amp hour, but let's go smaller. Let's go with the 2.5 amp hour. I've got my bit set here. We're going to grab, is that a T20 or T25? That looks like a T20. Yep, that is a T20. We need a T25. We are all accessorized, ready to go here. Let's get this perimeter screwed together so we can kind of see the size that we're working with. And also it has been raining, so we have a lot of really wet 2x10s. And man, are they heavy. See how the Hercules does. Look at that. Don't mind all the, you know, donkey poop over here. Like, I'm not making it up, guys. This thing is strong. That is very comparable to my Milwaukee, and actually these things spec out a little bit better on paper than the Milwaukee does. And you guys know I'm a Milwaukee fan. So this is just temporary right now to kind of get my layout. We'll be able to pick it up, place it where we want it, and then figure out where we're digging our footings for our posts. So what we have here is our perimeter. This is gonna be the overall size of the actual deck portion plus just a little shack that's gonna be on this end. And my plan is to split it in half, right? So this is 12 foot long here. 6 foot by 8 foot is going to be the little shack, and then we'll have just like a little 6 foot by 8 foot deck to hang out on, watch the bikes, race the RC cars, whatever it may be. I think it's gonna be plenty of room. There's really never a need for more than like 2 people to be in here at a time, but we're gonna deck this place out pretty cool once we get going and get this thing done. Unfortunately though, for right now, we are losing daylight. I don't have the jackhammer here to dig the footings, so in the morning, we'll have all the guys up here. We're gonna have HYPERLITE up here. We're gonna dig these footings, pour some concrete, and get this build started. See you guys in the morning when it's gonna be even colder than it is now. Whew, I am glad we got some nice warm sunshine today, guys, but we've got the guys getting these piers dug for me. They're just kicking butt and gonna get these done really quick, which is good, because that's gonna leave us plenty of time to pour the concrete today. HYPERLITE's picking up a pallet of concrete for me. We're gonna go grab the concrete mixer, bring that over here, get everything staged, and then we'll get these bad boys poured. Safety always looking good with the strobe lights on. We got a pallet of concrete in the back there. And we're gonna get that mixed up. Oh, we got all the donkeys coming over. We'll get the mini truck fired up. We're gonna go grab the mixer. This thing's actually been firing up pretty easy lately. It hasn't been fighting me, even after sitting for a little while. It still does run like crap, but you know, things don't change if you don't fix them, and well, we haven't fixed them. Always great having an audience too. They just all stand around. Oh no, do we got some power now? I was gonna say, I might have spoke too soon. This thing just started shutting off when I would give it a little bit of throttle. But it seems like we might have worked that out of it. Back her on up. Now again, whoever designed this style of hitch, not a fan of it. It's a pain in the butt. See if we can get her rolling up this hill. You gotta really feather the clutch on here. I'm feeling the next thing to go out on this thing's the clutch, because she runs so bad, you really gotta work the clutch to get her going, especially when towing uphill like we're doing right now. We'll say having this area is nice. I still gotta clean it up a little bit. We got a little puddle right there, but nice having this nice and wide to drive around the animal stalls and corrals there. Check it. 173.5. We're spot on right there. Alrighty, y'all, so we've got the holes dug. We've got the little rebar mats tied right there. We just put like 4 inches of concrete in, and then we set those on top. That way they're up off the ground. We just squared this area up right here, and this is gonna give me a idea of where my 6x6 brackets go, because obviously those got to get set in to hold our posts, and well, you kind of want those in the perimeter of the building. So the way you square things up, I've showed them many times on the channel. Some guys, if you really don't care what you're doing, you can put like a framing square in here and hope that over the span of 12 feet, that framing square and that board's not all bowed. Or you can do the Pythagorean theorem and you can measure. So if you want to go 3 feet, then you measure that way 4 feet, and then you measure at an angle, and if it's 5 feet, you know this section is square. Or to square up the entire building, you got to measure diagonally, make sure your diagonals are the same. If you measure diagonally across there, and they are the same, you know you're square. It can be a guessing game though, unless you actually know what number you're going for. I use the Construction Master Pro app right here. There's also a standalone calculator, and so basically this thing, I'll show you guys how we do it real quick. The length right there is 12 foot 1.5 inches, and I'm going to set that as my length, and then it is 8 feet, and that's going to be set as my width. Then I tap this once, that gives me my square foot. Tap it a second time, it gives me, you can see right there, it says, hopefully you can see that, square up. That right there is the number we are measuring, 173.5 from diagonal to diagonal. As long as those both match that, we know this area is square. Now HYPERLITE has the Harbor Freight Hercules right there. We'll get his opinion of it in a second. We'll see how he likes it. Now we're just gonna throw some temporary diagonal boards across here just to keep it from getting unsquare. Hercules is pretty good. You like it? There you go. So far we got HYPERLITE seal of approval. I let Abel play with it a second ago. Abel likes it. He's probably gonna pick one up for himself. And you can see obviously that's not level, but we're plumbing them up. This is just basically to give us a rough idea of where the 6x6s go. And then we're just attaching them here. I'm gonna notch the 6x, so the 6x edge will be here. We're gonna notch it for this 2x10. But we're plumbing it up and then screwing them on. I was gonna say, HYPERLITE's old concrete mixer has been a great addition to the ranch for stuff like this, especially considering it is so expensive to get concrete out here. They add like 150, 250 bucks per truckload to bring it out here. And yeah, I mean, we're using not that much concrete today. Obviously this wouldn't warrant a truck, but normally stuff like this, we'd be mixing in wheelbarrows. Now you'll probably see that all of the sacks of concrete there, we cut them in half, especially for the 90 pounders. Oh, there's a little hair on the camera there. And the reason we do that is it's much easier, much safer to load in the machine than trying to hold a 90-pound sack up here and it gets cooked on the machine or something like that. Those little half sacks are the way to go. And to achieve those, we basically take a piece of rebar or pipe or something, whatever you have laying around, elevate it off the ground on one side or both sides, that way you can get your hands underneath it. You just take a box cutter, slice it all the way down, but you leave the back intact. You grab this piece of rebar, you'll pick up on it, and then with a quick yank, you can actually get the rebar to cut that back piece of paper, and it'll stand the bags up. It takes a little bit to get the technique down, but once you do, you can cut these things in half really, really quick. Now, thankfully, James, the other day when we were doing his fence, he had like half a pallet of 60-pound stacks that he didn't need, so I've been able to keep them away from the donkeys. They only tore up one or two, especially on all those rainy days. However, they did totally just trash everything else right here. Next thing on the list might be fencing off the house. Just doing it probably in a similar style that I did the guest house. And yeah, man, that's a lot of money in lumber. We pretty much got all the concrete in, but a neighbor just came by and said, Papa Rhino is out somewhere down the road and the mini truck has died, and he asked if they can come let me know. I saw him like push it, run, jump in to get it to start. I don't know what he did with it, and then took off. And I don't know what about like the fact that he had to push it and bump start it gave him the confidence to go out on the road and go away from the property, but something did, so we're gonna go rescue him now. He went pretty far down the road. We've been driving for a minute here. I have not seen him yet. What'd you do?
Oh, I just went to turn around and shut off, but it wasn't starting up there, so I think it's the battery.
Battery was fine for me.
We can push it, probably pop start. See if we can get it in that distance. That's what I did at your house. I pushed it to that hill.
I know, I saw that. I wouldn't have left the property if that's what it was taking to drive it.
Oh, I think these lights were on.
No, they aren't.
No, they were.
How? The wire's disconnected.
Oh.
Ain't no way. The controller might have been on, but the lights weren't on. We cut that wire when we took the bed off.
It pop start though. So
we ain't got much of a downhill to push you. Yeah, good luck.
Well, we can hook onto your
tow rope right here.
Oh.
This was meant to be. Well, we're gonna try to bump start him in reverse here. Hopefully he does not slam in the back of this truck. She's a running. All right, don't stall it. Keep it running, keep it running, all right. We're in business, guys, we're in business. Oh, also, since we're at the front of the property, I've had a few of you guys ask. The palm trees are looking pretty good and healthy. That one's had a branch or two fall off, so he looks a little bit skinnier. And I went ahead and tied into that 4-inch pipe that we put across the driveway there to get the water out. And so far, we have survived another like 2 rainstorms. So everything's on the up and up over here. All right, Papa Rhino figured out what's going on here. What we got?
This wire here.
Yep.
This one.
Yep. That one popped off?
Yep. That was all it was.
Shit. Well, mini truck is kind of running. Yeah. Get a little help here going up the hill. Got Papa Rhino, little dragon. Gonna go take the mixer, put her back, and we are done. Look at that. We got all the piers poured. We're gonna let this get cured up. Oh. I don't know why he would go that way when there's literally a road right there. He's literally picked like the absolute worst path. Ooh, the mini truck is the perfect size to jackknife. Look at that. Now does it have the balls? Can we get moving? There we go, there we go. All right. Okay, y'all, well, this kicks off a new project. Let's see how this one goes, and it's gonna determine the future projects on this channel. But I'm kind of excited about this one, especially considering there's just been an influx of coyotes all day long. We never hear these guys past like early morning or like early evening, and we've been hearing coyotes out there all day making noise and yipping and doing all kinds of who knows what. So I'm not worried about these not being at the same height. We could have formed up a box there and got that all level, but instead I'm gonna basically go 8 to 10 feet from there. And then from that level, we'll chop out of this side. So the 6x6s on the higher side there will actually be a little bit shorter, but at the top, it'll end up being level. Dang, Abel. Your chain, look at that. Abel's over here making big money right there. Mucho dinero, Abel?
Yeah.
Dang. Is the jefe de cartel?
20,000.
20,000? Dang. ¿Es metal?
No.
¿O plástico?
Plástico.
Puta. ¿Dónde?
Aquí está.
Un día?
No, right now, ahorita.
Check it out, y'all. Look what Uncle Abel got you. Oh, look at that. That's a gangster goat right there. Yeah. What you think, baby goat? You like that? You all blinging out over here? Bubs, you got a big old thick neck, man. That thing don't even hang down on you. That thing's like the perfect size for you. We'll finish off the day here by giving a nice fruit cocktail to our chickens to hopefully encourage them to start laying some eggs again, because hey, eggs are expensive. Y'all need to work. When's your mixtape drop, bro? When's your new mixtape? Hey, you already got a bunch. No, that one was for the chicken. All right, well, you take that. All right, chickens, look what we got. Look what we got. There you go. A little for you, a little for you. My geese. Here you go, geese. All right, well. There you go. All right, enjoy, everybody, enjoy. So with that, we're gonna wrap up as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. And don't forget to give this video a like and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.